on YouTube as well. I'm just going to make sure all the technology is good here. And then we'll officially begin. So don't be shy, everybody. As you're joining, please do go ahead and put your name and location into the chat on Zoom, also on YouTube. And I am Jocelyn Starfeather, and I am here with another amazing presentation from the Global School for Quantum Evolution. We are just absolutely delighted today to welcome Elise Brathwaite, bringing us a special presentation on Dialed In, Connecting Your Channel. Welcome, Elise. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you here, and the subject matter that you are bringing forward for us is just so powerful and so important for these times that we're in. So huge gratitude to you. And I also want to welcome Kathleen and Ami. Welcome, welcome. These amazing women are making everything happen here in the Quantum School behind the scenes. And I just am so grateful for both of you, Ami and Kathleen. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah, so Elise, I would love to introduce you to everybody here, and I'm going to take a moment first to just welcome those who are joining. We're so glad to have you all with us. Welcome Bridget Wolf in Oregon. Welcome Katie in Oregon. Welcome Maha in Georgia. Welcome Sophie in the UK. Sandra in Portugal. Welcome Jane in Asheville. Tina in Sussex, UK. Welcome Ingrid in Alberta, Canada. Shinobi in Ireland. Sue in Canada. Welcome Prudence in Cathlamet, Washington. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome Suzanne in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. Welcome Claudette in Vancouver. Welcome Sierra in South Dakota. And everybody, welcome everybody. I wish I could read all of your names, but there are so many joining. I won't be able to, but we are just so glad to have everyone here with us from all around the world. And I just feel the powerful energies of all of you anchoring the land, the earth, where you are, and adding your energy to our collective here. And it's so beautiful. So let me introduce you all to Elise. As a full-fledged Aquarian, Elise is passionate about supporting the evolution of humanity. She is an oracle of truth, soul speaker, spiritual sage, and alchemical healing facilitator. And through her connection to the divine, Elise channels past life healing, DNA activations, and messages from galactic source to help individuals and groups release old programming and in turn shift into higher consciousness. And so the topic of your presentation that you're going to share with us today, Elise, and I know you have an amazing guided practice for everyone, is about connecting your channel. So it's called Dialed In, Connecting Your Channel. And with that, Elise, I will turn it over to you. Thank you again for being here, and I can't wait to hear what you will share with us today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for Quantum School. This is going to be so exciting. So I just want everyone to know. So I'm just going to ask Jocelyn, I can't see the participants. Is that something that can shift? And if not, I'm just going to ask everyone to be super, super dialed in the chat. So you're on mute, love.
Yeah, we're doing this in a webinar format.
Perfect.
Right. So yeah.
I will just open that up. So hello, everyone. How are you? I am so excited to be here. You know, when Kathleen and I connected and then Jocelyn Starfeather brought me into this beautiful opportunity, I was so excited. And, you know, a little bit of background behind how we even kind of got to today was that we were looking at doing this in the fall. And then as a team, we came together and it was like, it's just not now. It's just not now. And here we are, right in Aquarius season, right as we have all these incredible alignments happening tomorrow on the 25th, for those of you who love the astrology piece. And yesterday was my birthday. So there's just such high Aquarian energy. And why that feels so relevant right now is because we are in this age of Aquarius. And inside of this age of Aquarius, we are meant to awaken. We are meant to bring forward our medicine. And by our medicine, I mean each and every single one of you. Each and every single one of you has medicine, and each and every single one of you, in my belief, is a channel. And inside of this experience of dialed in connecting to your channel, and inside of there's a program that will be coming after, we'll chat about that after, is that this is about, can we help you unlock what your particular way of channeling is, your essence of channeling is, how are you here to help the evolution of humanity is really what it's about. And so I just want to say that, and I really want that to just like anchor into your body. If you've ever questioned, I think channeling and being intuitive or having, I'm going to say senses, we feel a little bit more willing to say like, yeah, I think I have some intuition, right? But what would it feel like if we actually truly fully owned, I'm a channel. I am a channel. I just want you to feel that in your body right now. I am a channel. And the question is really how? How do I channel? That's what really we're all here to uncover. And what do I need to do to clear up my channel? I often get this visual because I part of my more immediate medicine is clairvoyancy. So I see, and I will get this visual of like a tube, or like a pipe, let's say, and where the pipeline can be blocked, or the pipeline can have, even maybe some damage in it and need some repairing. But at the end of the day, there is energy flowing through that pipe. You are the channel. This vessel, this body is the most sacred instrument that you have been given. And I know so often we think it's our soul, and our soul, is beautiful and divine. And yes, that's, I want to say when we start to awaken, it feels like the magical part of us, but it's actually this body, because we cannot actually experience our soul, our medicine, our magic without our physical incarnation, without this physical body. And so dialing in and connecting to your inner channel is really about dialing in to your body. So I would love to hear in the chat if that feels familiar or not familiar, because my experience so far has been a lot of kind of more of the going up and out. How many of you guys like the feeling of, having that great meditation where you're in samadhi and you can almost feel a little bit out of body, where you're really kind of out of body and just kind of like feeling that floaty feeling. How many of you guys like that? So I'm getting some yes. Okay. Yeah. Right. Getting some hearts and some yeses. Yeah. I love it too. And there's nothing wrong with that. The reason why we love it is because we're having a physical experience of at-one-ment. We're having a physical experience of the absolute truth of who we are. That's why we love it. And what if you could actually have that feeling through everyday life, through getting your groceries, even through meeting some of the most challenging aspects in your life? Because that is the true energy of the mystic. That is the true energy of the channel of divinity, of divine love, is actually bringing it completely into our everyday life. It's being the walking channel. I have this kind of tagline that I say, it's like an EDG, everyday goddess, right? It's like, do you want to be the everyday goddess? Not just the ones that, goes to the festivals in a flowing, dress and you feel beautiful and you wear the crystal crown and all that. And then you go back to life and it's hard and it's, you feel the struggle. It's like, actually, when we open up our channel, not just our spiritual channel, but our the channel in our mind, the channel in our meridians, the channel in our body, the channel in our blood, the channel, once we open that up, we actually go deeper and we start channeling, like accessing ancient DNA codes that are locked into our DNA and into our genes. There's so many layers to how this aspect of us channeling wants to come out and come forward. And the first step is claiming it. I am a channel. So I'm just going to invite you, if it feels, If it feels alive in your body, even if it feels uncomfortable, I just want to say, if you feel stuff starting to work up inside of you, yes, say it. Pardon me. Thank you, Sandra. Just say it. I am a channel. I am a channel. And my only true purpose on this planet actually is to uncover that layer by layer by layer and become more of my divinity. That's what we're here for. Every single human on the planet, that's what we're here for. How we channel, so I want to be very clear, we are all channels. How we channel is what differs, right? So you have people who are going to channel, the elemental world and be really connected to nature, and they're channeling Gaia and the water. You're going to have people who channel, let's say the angels. You're going to have people who channel just joy, laughter, people who channel love, just those truly loving beings. You're like, I feel people who channel safety, right? They're holding this container for this essence. People who channel music, indeed. Oh, that's one of my favorite things ever. If you guys have not checked out Ian Maskin, you need to check him out. He is a cellist. And my girlfriend one day was like, you want to go see this cellist? And I was like, yeah, for sure I do, right? Because I'm an Aquarian and I do things like that. And so I went and saw him, and we happened to be front row. And the music was beautiful, don't get me wrong. But what was the most beautiful about the experience was he brought me into what he was channeling. Like, I could just feel it. And so if you ever really watch a musician or a violinist, I had another experience in Portugal with a violinist, and I was just like pulled right in because I wanted to be in the stream of energy that she was in. So yes, artists, right? When they start painting, and you know what? We're talking about, let's say, music artists, but I channeled one of the ways that I developed my channeling abilities. You guys will probably never believe this, but I'm being honest, is actually when I was a nail technician for 18 years, and I was channeling through nail art all the time. I would just get in this flow and I would start channeling these incredible 10, nail little mini canvases. But inside of that, information was coming through, and conversation was coming through, and direction was coming through for my nail clients. And my nail clients would always say, oh my God, this is so much more than a nail fill, right? And I'm like, oh, I know. So I just want you to get curious right off the bat. How can you just start to claim? I see all the I'm a channel. Yes, you are. And how do you channel? I have a girlfriend, I said to her, I'm like, you're a channel. And she was like, oh no, like, I'm not a channel. I'm like, yes, you are. She creates the most beautiful meals. The most beautiful meals. And I will tell you this. I like eating, but I don't love cooking. I will do it, but when I watch her, she is in love with it. I've gone with her grocery shopping, and she's smelling I'm like, you love this. And she's like, well, yeah, I do. Like, I do love that feeding people, but I'm like, no. You channel love into this food and into cooking. So I'm inviting you, really sit into your body right away, right now. And how do you channel? How do you open up your being, your body, your temple to bring through and bring in what the universe is calling for through you? I love it. This is making me so happy. Meditation, beautiful. Readings through writing, yes. What else? Music, yes. Breath work, love, yes. Making medicine, yes. Poetry, readings. What else? What else? When I clean, yes. Beautiful paints, colors, chants, creativity, erotic sensuality, yes. Dream work, yes. I love it. So you are a channel, yes. Gardening and walking in nature. And do you see all the beautiful differences? Belly dancing, painting, raking, listening. Space holding is a medicine, you guys. Toning. Ugh, I'm blocked, but I think it's painting. You're going to claim painting right now, and we're going to clear that block. Dream work, swimming. I love it. Hypnosis, drumming. Yes. It's what is that thing? Yes, aesthetics. What is that thing that you can physically feel? You get into this flow and something else is moving through you. Light language. Yes, 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 yes. And we need it all. This is what I want you all to hear. We need it all, and we need it all now. Not tomorrow, not in a week, not when you feel comfortable, not when you feel like you have permission, not when you've taken the next training. Now. You need it now. The world needs it now. And I also want to say we need it all now. We need everybody activated in Reiki. We need everybody. Well, music's not your thing, but music is everybody's thing. You know, it could be that you're the one witnessing the music. It can be the one that you're humming in the back, or you're the one receiving the music. But we need it all now because the planet is evolving. All we need to do is come off of this call and look on social media and see what's going on in the world. We know. So we have a massive fall of, well, let me not say fall, completion. We have a completion of an era happening. And when a completion is happening, it doesn't go down easily, right? And we have one awakening. We are here to awaken this planet and to awaken each other and to awaken the air around us. And so I want to invite you into the truth of who you really are. And I want to empower you into the truth of who you really are. Because the absolute truth, and I know this to be true, and anybody who knows me, I see a few people in here who I do recognize, you know that I am not going to let you settle for your limitations. I will not. And I believe in you. And even if you don't believe in you yet, you can borrow my belief in you. And I will celebrate you, and I will cheerlead you, and I will, hold your hand through it, because I know that there's other pieces involved. And so let's talk about the other pieces now. So yes, we're all a channel. Yes, we all do it in unique ways. And I want to say, and we're not just limited to that one particular unique way. As we continue to deepen into this, and especially when we allow this energy to move through us, more wants to expand and awaken inside of us, right? So let me give you an example before I go on to the other stuff. How many of you had your first experience with, let's say it was a crystal, or let's even say it was a meditation, and that felt like really great and really helpful. And then the next thing you started having a lot of synchronicities happen in your life. And I'm taking you guys back, like go back to when you first started your awakening, because I know that none of you guys that are here right now are at the beginning, which is so fun for me. Right? So just go back to when you're like, there's got to be something else, or when this doesn't make sense. And, whatever it was, you went to your first woman's circle, you found a drum, or you heard a drum for the first time, or you found a pretty crystal, or whatever it was. Go back to that first moment, that first thing that happened. And then start to cycle forward. And think about the synchronicities that happened, and think about the next step that came your way. So maybe then you took a course, and then maybe you worked on people, maybe you didn't work with people, and continue coming forward all the way to today. And just allow yourself to acknowledge your own growth, and that the individual that you were, or the level of expansion in your own channel that existed on day one compared to today has expanded. And let me know if that feels true. Does that feel true? From day one to now, have you expanded? Has your capacity as a channel expanded? Yes. There we go. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Exactly. So if that is true, what we also know is that if we give ourselves the opportunity to come into spaces and places like this today, where we are connected with other people who are doing the work, other people who are, willing to claim and honor all of who they really are, then, and this is what I call like our spiritual gym class, right? Our spiritual gym class, where we're building the muscle, right? This is our muscle training. If we really bring ourselves into spaces where we get to build the muscle as a muscle, not just the flow of what's happening. But as a muscle, what happens? So let's take the analogy into like if I want to get strong because I'm going to do the marathon, or I want to do the triathlon, or I just want to have a healthy body and have, mobility. That's my big one right now. I just want to have really good mobility. So I go to the gym. What happens? What happens? If I go to the gym, I'm lifting the weights and I'm doing it regularly, I am what? Yeah, I strengthen. I strengthen. Exactly. And then when I strengthen, I'm going to give you guys a very real example, but I'm not now because he's changed his schedule, working with a personal trainer, and we were doing a lot of functional mobility stuff. And it was like, doing the ropes and doing sled pushes. And I was like, I loved all of it, but I was like, I really wonder how this translates in my life. And then one day I was like, my laundry's on the main level, and I hoofed it up the stairs with 2 laundry baskets, up the stairs, put it down, forgot something, went down, came back, went up, and I was like, oh, the strength training is helping for everyday life. So when we come into containers, when we come into support with each other and we start building the muscle, it helps us meet everyday life. Because I have a personal mission that all the channels on the planet are woken up. Spirit told me this a long time ago, that they are woken up, that they are honoring all of who they are, that they know who they are, that they're ready to expand, and that they're ready to share it in their own unique way, right? It doesn't mean everybody's got to be on social media or teaching a class, in their own unique way, okay? And that when we do so, everything else that wants to come forward in their life gets to come forward. And I was like, what do you mean? And it was like, well, this is what we said yes to. This is actually what we said yes to. And some of us have been kind of laying a little bit dormant and not kind of, fully claiming all of who we are. And when we do, then the universe says, oh, finally, now let us respond. The mystics, the channels, the healers, the helpers, this is our era. This is it. This is the time to receive abundance because of it. And I want to be very clear. I don't mean you need to charge a whole bunch for your stuff. I'm talking receive. I'm talking just receiving. We're very kind of linear still with the way we receive abundance. Receiving acknowledgement, receiving thanks, receiving, yes, it could be financial compensation so that you can continue being the medicine in the world, right? So you're not like, I got to do this 9 to 5 thing that kind of sucks my energy. And then once I kind of recoup my energy, then I can kind of help people on Saturday and Sunday. Does that make sense? It's like, no, like the universe wants to support us in such a big way. So when we build our muscle, we are able to take that into our everyday life. We're able to meet ourselves. We're able to meet our own challenges, and we're able to help others do that as well, even if it's simply by inspiring. Okay. So now let's talk about the challenges, because there are some real challenges. And before I even get into them, I would love for you to drop them into the chat. So let me know what the challenges are. So I am a channel. Yes, we've claimed that. What feels like it's blocking it? What feels like it's blocking it? Criticism, past life fears, internal and external. Yeah. Doubt, beautiful, lack of confidence, limiting beliefs, not trusting and worrying about the how. Yeah. Feel so much. Yeah. Feeling so much. Yeah. The mind and control, limiting beliefs, resisting, belief in self, lack of faith. Yeah. Other people projecting. Yep. Okay. So this is what I call the witch wound. And by witch wound, what I mean is that by simply being in the body at this time on this planet, we as a humanity have a remembrance of everything that's come before. We remember. So whether we were a woman in a past life, whether we were a man in a past life, it doesn't even matter. Not whether we are a man in this life or a woman in this life. That doesn't even matter. What matters is that we are souls that remember. We remember the traumas that happened. We remember the injustices that happened. We remember the torture that happened. And we even remember, I love somebody said the projections. We remember the projections, meaning we could have just been a girl walking down through a market that had some beauty, and some guard decided that that was dangerous, and marked you with that most dangerous mark of she must be a witch. And here you've done nothing. You haven't even opened to your abilities, to your intuition, to anything. So you've really done nothing. And here you are being burned at the stake. So coming back, we are the channel. The soul lives inside of the body. The body, because the soul lives inside, remembers. The body is here to keep us alive. I just want to say that your body is, again, it's the most sacred instrument that you have. And it is here to keep you alive. So you now are like, I'm going to, share a little bit of what I know, or whatever that looks like, or I'm even going to open up into this, and it contracts because it remembers. It remembers the harm. It remembers the trauma. It remembers all of it. So some of the ways that this shows up, I want to share. I just want to see a question. Do you think the guides give up on us if we don't follow through? Oh, that's a great question. I'll answer it now just so it doesn't leave later. Do you think the guides give up on us if we don't follow through due to being distracted? No. Our angels, our guides, spirit, consciousness, creator, God, whatever it is that you resonate with, they do not give up on us. We give up on ourselves. It's our human attachment to outcome. We have an idea that it's supposed to go this fast, or it's supposed to look like this, but they are just here to support us with what we have said yes to. They don't have an agenda. I just want to be clear. We have the agenda, and we ask them to come in and help us with the agenda. Okay? So some of the ways that this shows up. So fear, you guys mentioned some of it already. Lots of lack of confidence, of course. Questioning, lack of trust is a big one, because like, who am I? Who am I to be this or think this or feel that I would be so important to have this come through me? Who am I to share it? Illness can come up, right? So when we don't know what to do with it, and the body's working to kind of reconcile everything that it's picking up. Somebody mentioned in here as well, like too much energy flowing through. So not knowing what to do and how to move the energy through the body. How it can also show up is migraines, so headaches. Of course, ringing and stuff like that. I feel like most of us know all of that. It can also show up as thyroid issues. That's a really, really huge one, particularly in women. So thyroid issues, because we've been cut off literally at the throat. So whether it be, having been hung, or whether having been burned, is that thyroid is one of the biggest ones. Thyroid is also part of our third eye. So it's part of our pituitary. And so that's also a way to be cut off, as well as depression. And I want to be very sensitive as I say that, because it's not to say if you've had depression that, oh, that's what it is, I don't need to be on medication. That is not what I'm saying. Sometimes the body really needs the support of the medication to move through. And we also need to be doing our spiritual work, because it's a both. It's not a one or the other. And fear of self, fear of other women is another big way for that to show up, or feeling like competition with other women, whether you feel like you're in competition, or if you feel like other women are in competition with you or afraid of you. So the sisterhood wound is a big way that it shows up. Um, and another way is just when we see the things in our life continually being hard, continually being hard. So I invite you to just look into your life and to just see, where has it shown up. It can be with money in abundance. It can be with relationships. And by relationships, I mean romantic specifically. It can be, like I said, inside of sisterhood and sisterhood wounds. So, what's your relationship like with your mom or your sisters or your, friendships? Um, and and then of course we've got the religious piece, right? Um, and the religious piece is I want to say like one of the major overarchings, because everything else came up underneath that. And again, I want to be very clear that we're talking about what's not working. It Being a mystic and being a channel has nothing to do with being connected to God, Christ, certain Mary Magdalene. It has nothing to do with that. And I witness along people's journeys where they are really working to reconcile that, right? The religious aspects with, but I've got this intuitive piece of me. Well, it's not one or the other. We've lived in a paradigm and in a very patriarchal paradigm that wanted us to believe it's one or the other, it's black or white, it's right or wrong, it's good or bad, but actually it's not. Jesus is the original mystic, one of the original mystics. Mary Magdalene is one of the original mystics. Mother Mary is one of the original mystics. We'll let that sit in your system and see how that feels. And so the way these challenges show up is that we are blocked. We are blocked to our channel. We are blocked to the flow that wants to come through us. And I want to give you guys an example. So when we understand that we are spiritual beings, yes, we understand that. But we understand what that really means, which is that essentially I am you and you are me. And we are all cut from this, we are all individual aspects of this cosmic quantum energy. So if that is what we are all part of, all of us, then I can access any part of this as well. And so can you. And it wants us to. And so when we incarnate and we become that single spark, that single aspect of the greater consciousness, I'll give you a literal example to kind of tie it in, because I like those. So imagine a leaf that is on the tallest tip of the tree at the longest branch that reaches out. And you've got this leaf and it's just floating in the wind. And the leaf just believes it's a leaf that's floating in the wind. It's not sure any moment if it's going to get ripped off, if the wind's going to, take it, but it's just there floating. But what the leaf fails to realize is that it's connected to a stem, connected to a long branch, connected to a huge trunk that's connected to a deep-rooted system so that it could be the leaf at the highest heights of that tree. So we are like that leaf. We believe that we're floating out there all alone, disconnected, that we're just a leaf. And we forget that we are connected to the branch, to the trunk, all the way down into the deep-rooted system. And so it's about remembering that we, this vessel, this instrument of ascension, we are that which spirit and consciousness seeks to grow, learn, and expand through. So we are that which this collective consciousness, this massive cosmic quantum consciousness experiences and expands through. Experiences. So let's start there. Everything you experience is part of the experience of the quantum. which means if there's incredible things available inside of the quantum, it's available to us as well. And we are that which consciousness expands through. So what does that mean? I'll give you another very literal example. At one point, and I'm being very facetious as I say this, but some caveman person was pushing, trying to figure out how to plant a field, and he pushed a rock and it rolled, and that was kind of helpful. And then somewhere along the way, the first rolling rock expanded consciousness into, well, what if we made that, and I don't really know the progression of the wheel, but I'm giving you guys an example. Well, what if we made that out of something else that rolled more smoothly? So the consciousness expanded, but it could not have expanded without the original insight to push the rock. Then it expanded into, I can't remember if they did wood or iron or whichever one first, right? But it expanded and expanded and expanded and expanded. And now look what we have. We have wheels on the bottom of luggage that do 360. We have, wheels for cars. We have tires. We have it. Like, think about that. I want you guys to think about that. When there wasn't even such a thing. That's an example of consciousness expanding. It continued to expand through us. It expanded through us. So if that does not tell you how incredibly sacred you are and how incredibly important you are to the whole experience that we've all said yes to, then I don't know what does. Because the planet would not be the same without you, and the planet needs your unique interpretation of life and of everything in order to expand. In order to expand. So, again, I would love every human on the planet, to be activated in Reiki. I would love every person on the planet to be open to their channel and doing their work, right? I have a girlfriend who's a water channel. She doesn't work with humans. She doesn't work with humans. She's always out at the water. She's singing, and so every now and then I'll just send her a little message. Thank you for working with the water, because I don't work. I mean, I work with the water when I go to the water, but she works with the water. You know what I mean? So it's like, how are you here to help the planet's evolution? That's why this work is important to me. That's why helping people opening to their ability to channel is important to me. So what I would love to do for you guys today is to bring you through an experience. So what we're going to do is a process of bypassing the conscious and the subconscious mind, so we can move into the superconscious. Collectively, we all said yes to being here today. At this moment, collectively, anybody who watches the replay, you're going to get it in the right time as well. It is not, we know time is not linear. So when you find this activation, it'll be in right time. It'll be just as potent. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep you all to work. Prep you all to connect to your high self. I'm just getting the message as I say that, that we might do a little bit of clearing inside of this as well, because it just kind of popped through right away. And I believe we have plenty of time to do that. So we're going to do that. And I just want you all to receive it. This, like, you said yes to being on this planet. Okay, that's interesting. Spirit just asked me to share something with you guys as well before we do that. So inside of this process that we're going to go through right now, this is the biggest part of my work, and how I supported others on the planet. And about 6 years ago, I was starting to notice a theme with people who were coming in for one-on-one sessions. And I said, so then, the session's finished, and I kind of sit with Spirit and I ask the questions. And so I'm like, why is this theme coming forward? What is this about? And of course, I had no idea what would be coming, right? So I was really curious around what this was about. And the long story short was Spirit said that those of us that were on the planet at other times when our evolution has shifted are here again. That we are here again. That we are actually called the warriors of light, and that we come to effect great change on the planet and to recalibrate the light. So I just want you to know that as well. Spirit brought that through so that you know and hear that, that that is who you are. You have done evolution many, many times, and you know how to do it. It's locked inside of you. And so what we want to help you with is to open that, to clear it. So we're going to move into a high self activation so that you're connected to your high self. And so you can have an experience of what that feels like. So what you might notice is energy in motion, energy moving up and through the body. Sometimes people feel kind of light and tingly, almost like they're meditating. Sometimes people feel very heavy and dense, like they want to sleep. And so whatever shows up for you, just allow for the full energy to move. Yawning is normal. And of course, tears is also sometimes normal. The invitation I always say is I like to let people know that ahead so that when the mind wants to get involved and get busy, you already know and can expect whatever starts showing up for you. Moving energy out of the body as well. Bringing breath into the spaces is also really going to support you. So let's see what needs to shift in order for you to all feel more connected to your high self. So Spirit and I are one, and we work as a team. Thank you. And how long to prep me to work? How long to prep my high self to work? Thank you. How long to prep the group to work? How long to prep the group's high self to work? Thank you. Prep to work. And so please clear and remove all blocking programs, openings, interference, negative energies. Thank you. Permanently seal and remove any blocking programs for everyone. Clearing all openings, any and all interference, and any and all negative energies for everyone. Permanently seal all of these openings or cracks with light and love. Please remove all extra links in everybody's high self committee chains. And please clear, remove, elevate, and educate all spiritual committee members, including high self, to the highest level of consciousness of the new paradigm and the new one universe. Please reduce the size of all spiritual committees to the minimum size for the maximum effect. And please update and download all spiritual committee members, including high self, with all new information, wisdom, truth, light, understanding, and potentials in the one universe. Please clear all bodies of negative programming, and please clear all spiritual committees serving everyone of any and all programs created by spirit, including replications, mirror images, and rebuilding. Please reduce all of our egos to the right and perfect amount in order to fully embrace and open ourselves up to the channel that we are. Allowing the highest orders of light and of love to move through us, to clear away what needs to be cleared away so that we can expand more confidently and authentically into all of who we are meant to be. Bringing our neutrality to a level where we can just receive this as truth. That any of our belief systems, any of our programming from childhood or society can just start to wash away. Any of the beliefs and replace them with the truth. Please clear and remove any extra souls or addictions to souls. Going into the records, into the files, find any vows, contracts, agreements, commitments. Please find everything and anything that might be spiritually binding that would not allow us to remove these extra souls or that would allow them to return, including addictions. Reminding these extra souls they're not receiving any credit for experiencing through anybody's incarnation, and sending them to the light and to the right and perfect place for them at this time. Spirit, at this time, we're also going to ask to clear everyone of any programs of suffering, any reasons why anybody's soul would believe that they need to suffer, whether it's in an attempt to be holy, to be pure, to show love, to seek forgiveness, or to self-sabotage and keep ourselves small. And any reasons why the souls would believe that they need to do that, that that's the only way or it's the safest way, clear and remove this now. We're asking for the hands of God to come through and touch each and every one of these beautiful souls. We're asking for the Magdalens to come through and restore the essence of pure love inside of their hearts, inside of their bodies. We're asking for the Magdalens to clear traumas, ones that we have spoken of and ones that we have not. And we're asking for Jesus to come through and anoint us all with our own abilities to create miracles in our lives and in the lives of others. And please set up a triple shield of protection around each and every one of these incredible souls. For any members sitting on anybody's high self committee that are not ready, willing, or able to move forward with them to this next level of consciousness, of healing, of life, we ask that you reassign them to another soul where they can serve on that committee. We're just going to pause here for a moment while this happens. You may notice some emotions coming up. For some of you, there's some members sitting on your high self committee that are being reassigned that have been with you your whole lifetime. And it's so important for the soul, you, to know that, these are aspects of consciousness just like you and I. So, they're not leaving because you're not happy with them. They're not leaving because they're abandoning you. They're moving on because you are upgrading. And they don't have I often say it's kind of like, asking a teacher that teaches grade 1 to teach a doctorate program, right? It's like they don't have the wisdom to take you where you're going. And that's beautiful. This is a rite of passage for you. This isn't, and it's okay to feel the grief and the love, allow yourself to move through that if that's coming up. But just know that they are celebrating you. This is an initiation. This is a celebration of your rite of passage. So just allowing that acknowledgement to come through, that you have loved them and they have loved you for your whole life until now. And they will continue to love you and you will continue to love them. And how they support just gets to look different now. Thank you. And for any new members that are joining anybody's high self committee, we ask that you provide them with the right and perfect intellect required to clear all negative programming, to activate all levels of healing, and to establish a new plan for each and every one of these incredible souls based on everything that is positive and in their own best and highest good for them in this lifetime, here and now, supporting 100% positive change, 0% negative. Thank you. And is that done? Yes. And how long to prep the group to work and how long to prep the group's high self? Thank you. And we're also going to ask to clear the field. So going into everybody's constellation, we're going to call on, again, the Magdalens to come through everybody's field through the ancestral line to clear any entanglements that they may be holding, to not reignite familial wisdom or familial medicine because there was harm that happened in the field, clearing these entanglements. Thank you. Clearing the trauma that's happened in the field as well, acknowledging the trauma that's happened in the field as well, so that the women in the lineage can settle and relax into this descendant that's here now today that wants to and is ready to activate their inner channeling abilities. So clearing the quantum space of the constellation field, clearing any entanglements, any cords, any knots. Thank you. Any unconscious beliefs, any karmic patterns, clearing all the way back to the original ancestor. Thank you. Activating all levels of healing. Thank you. And is that done? Yes. And how long to prep the group to work and the group's high self to work? Thank you. Prep to work. It's my clear intention to align myself with my high self and be a clear and neutral channel for spirit. Thank you. And am I prepped to work? Thank you. Am I clear? Is the group prepped to work? Thank you. And is the group clear? Do I have permission to work with everyone? Thank you. And who am I working with? Who's the group working with? Are all of our spiritual committees the minimum size for the maximum effect? Thank you. What is the lowest level of consciousness of any of our spiritual committee members? Thank you. And are all of our high self committees downloaded and working with the highest levels of knowledge, wisdom, truth, light, understanding, and potentials in the one universe, including the entire SRT system? Thank you. What percent ego am I working with? What percent neutrality? And are there any extra souls that need to be cleared for me? Any extra souls that need to be cleared for the group? And has high self set up a triple shield of protection? So we're going into real-time clearing everything and anything that can be cleared without research. Spirit, we're asking for a huge clearing right now for all of the souls that are here today. We're asking to clear the programs of experienced trauma, where anybody has experienced trauma at in relation to their gifts, their medicine, or even just being a woman, being an intuitive, being even a man, right? Even if there's lifetimes where you've been a man, or if you are a man in this lifetime where it wasn't safe to express your intuition, your knowing, your healing abilities, clearing, thank you, any programs of illness or suffering that has resulted from trying to hold this all dormant. Thank you. And we're wanting to also clear any religious programs, thank you, that might be coming up for anybody here present today, anybody watching this replay, where it would block them from opening up fully to all the ways that the universe wants to work with them. Thank you. All the ways that the universe wants to open more fully their channel, giving them access to how the universe wants to work with them and move through them. Thank you. And is that done? Has real-time clearing been complete? And I'm going to ask to just seal this with a mop-up. Sealing with a mop-up, clearing 100% of 100% of the items on the mop-up list, including all the stacks. Sealing what's been cleared here today, what's been activated today. Thank you. What percentage of the mop-up list has been cleared? Thank you. And is brain reconstruction complete? Have all pre-programmed illnesses, accidents, Alzheimer's, dementia programs been cleared? Do my high self and the group's high self agree that they are clear for today? Yes, thank you. And what level of consciousness are we all working at now in operating a new paradigm? And what percent accuracy? Thank you. What percent completion? Thank you. Just allowing your body a moment to recalibrate. Kind of went in for a fast and furious. Allowing your system to recalibrate. You can slowly just start wiggling your toes and your fingers and stretching your body. So I just want to say it's normal to feel a little like you've gone up and out. So don't try to move too fast or hop in a car. Just make sure you're grounded in your body. And, I've had such an incredible time here with all of you that, I would love to invite you all to continue this work with me if you feel called. We are going to share with you now some information about something beautiful that we've created for you, for me, for all of us to work together. And I'm really, really excited about it. And oh, yay, Jocelyn's back.
Right.
Yeah, you're welcome,
Thank you
love.
so much, Elise. This has
Mm.
been incredibly powerful. And I just love, I loved everything from the beginning all the way through this practice. I really loved how you said at the beginning that the channeling is actually us being fully embodied, not up and out. And that is just so important. So I love how you're inviting everybody to step into what they love. And that's how we channel. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have some beautiful comments in the chat here. Thank you all for sharing about your experience here. And
Yes.
I want to invite you all to continue working with Elise if you feel called. As she
Mhm.
mentioned, there is a beautiful opportunity that we've created, that she's created, that we want to bring forward for you here. And I will share a little more about it, and I'll put the link in the chat soon so you can check it out at your own pace. And it is called Mystical Channeling in the Age of Aquarius. This is going to be a beautiful experience guided by Elise from February 7th to March 7th. Magical numbers on those dates. And so you are all invited, those who feel called. We would love to have you join us and join Elise for this magical journey. And I invite you to come here and check out all the details. We'll share a little bit, but come and check out all the details, read all about it here. Um, Elise, would you share with us as we're beginning here, what inspired you to create this course?
I mean, I said it kind of in the beginning. It's just like it's now. It's now, and we are in the age of Aquarius. The mystics are coming back online. Um, it's a must. It's a must that we open up to our abilities to channel. I think there's a lot of people who they know they're intuitive and they know they have like, some gifts, but they haven't fully owned like I'm a channel of divinity. I am a channel of divine love and I'm here to help shift the planet. That's what I'm here to do. So let me build the muscle. Um, and I just, between I see an awakening in my communities, and like I said, I turn on the news. We need it. We need everybody now. So that's what really inspired me is just, as Pluto locked into Aquarius and like all, we've got this massive planetary alignment happening tomorrow. It's like we've got to pay attention to everything that's showing up for us and not wait anymore. It's not time to hold ourselves back. So yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. It is an all hands on deck kind of time. And we all have our different and unique gifts that we're here to bring, you know? You don't have to fit anybody else's mold of what you're here to bring, right? And yeah, I can feel the power of your course here and how you're going to be helping so many people open up to all the power that they hold within through this channeling.
Mhm.
So this is a 4-week course that will be over 5 weeks because there's a break. There's an integration space, very intentional in the middle. And so this is a space where you will be invited to co-create with the universe, to really step into your highest potential and attune yourself to the really high frequencies coming through at this time. So we'll tell you a little bit of there's beautiful Elise. We'll tell you a little bit of the logistics here, so you can keep that in mind. This course will be from February 7th to March 7th. Here are some of the wonderful gifts that you will receive during this program. And classes will be held on Fridays at 1 p.m. New York time, the same time that this live Zoom webinar started. And we'll have classes on February 7th and 14th, then a break week. Again, very intentional there for integration and fully receiving all that Elise will be sharing with you. And then February 28th and March 7th for classes 3 and 4. And the classes will be about 2 hours long each. All classes will be recorded. So if there are any that you're not able to attend live, don't worry. You can still get the full recording. You can still have the full experience at your convenience. So we want to share with you what is included in each of these 4 beautiful modules that Elise has created for you. And module 1 is called Restoring Safety to the Channels and Mystics, Healing the Past to Liberate the Present. So could you tell us a little bit more about module 1, Elise?
Yes. So kind of what I was speaking about is that we're really wanting to clear out the blocks. And we need to go back into the past to really understand what happened in order to liberate the present. So this is going to be um, um, some clearing of the aspects around, you know, what's gone on with us in the past, where harm particularly may have come in that would block us in the present to step more fully into our channeling abilities in this lifetime. And then part of that reclamation of their power is that everyone will get to meet their power animal, which is one of the most mine is a tiger, as you can see, which is one of the most sacred relationships that you can have as you're going to start to walk your path of power.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Thank you. And then we have module 2, February 14th,
Mm-hmm.
which will be breaking the cycle of fear and suppression, clearing the channel of the body. So can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes. So the body is our divine instrument. And so, we hold stuff in our past lives. Yes, that's kind of held in our soul's records. And then we want to clear it also through the body. And so we hold pathways in our body that are, again, like kind of blocked and clogged. And that can also not just be from past life, but this lifetime as well, where we've had harm or we've had suppression. It's incredible what the body will hold as I call it, proof and evidence. It will hold it as proof of evidence why you shouldn't do this thing. And again, the body is an incredible instrument to keep you alive. So it learns how to anesthetize pain, and it learns how to just lock it away until you can meet it. And so we're going to go through a shamanic breathwork technique to start to unlock the mind. It's a really incredible experience, really incredible process. And it starts to, often a lot of these things feel quite magical. It's like, you were one way before, and then you go through the experience and something just shifts. It's like, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it just shifts. And then the goal inside of that is that you are actually opening up your mind, like literally opening up brain expansion to what spirit wants to bring in for you.
Yes, amazing, amazing. The new neural pathways are forming.
Exactly.
And here is our intentional break week. And then module 3, February 28th, is about igniting confidence and trust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this week it's going to be all hands on deck. So it's going to be a process where we're going to bring in something to work on, and we're going to work as a group, and you're going to work on your channeling. And the idea inside of this week is that you start building the confidence and trust in yourself, that you really start anchoring to that the way you're going to bring it through, and the way and what words want to escape your mouth, or what you're feeling through your body, that it's authentic, that it's true, and that you can start to build the confidence in yourself.
Amazing, amazing. So a true embodied experience and being witnessed by the group, right? And held in that space together is so
Yeah.
powerful.
You'll be working as a group as well, so you don't have to have the fear of like you'll be alone. You'll be working as a group, but yeah, it's an incredible experience.
Yes, amazing. And then on March 7th, module 4 is called Step into Your Soul's Purpose. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's what we've been talking about, right? Your soul's purpose is to get really clear. This is how I bring my particular medicine into the world. And can I allow that to come through more fully? Um, we're going to work on you being able to recognize when you're an ego, when you're actually activated with your high self. That's for any type of work that you're doing, but also just for your everyday life, so that when you're channeling, you know that the information that's coming through is clear. You're also going to have the opportunity. We're going to do some things around protection, as I saw a few people saying, like, getting feeling like they get the energy hit. So just really making sure that you feel nice and equipped to kind of step out into the world with everything that you've cleared, like after everything that you've cleared and everything that you've brought in and activated inside of you over the 4 weeks, that you're feeling really supported. Yeah. We'll be working with a pendulum inside of this week, which I'm really excited about.
Yes, so beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you, Elise, for putting all of this together for us. I know this is going to be an amazing experience for everybody involved. And yes, as it says here, this program is a 4-week ceremony to radically reclaim your power. Is there anything else you want to say about the course, or in summary, or related to what's here on
Yeah,
this?
I think, what one of the things, a lot of the ways that I really work my work and how I really want to support all of you is that it's going to be a combination inside of the course of like actual healing and work. So that's what makes it kind of unique. It's not just come in and learn a bunch of information and now you have more information. It's really going to be, we're going to heal some stuff, we're going to clear it out of the way so that you can feel more cleared up to do the work. So it's going to be very experiential is what I want everyone to know. So come prepared to work and to be like engaged, because um yeah, it's going to be really hands-on. We're going to get right into it because I already believe your channel.
Yes.
So it's not going to be 4 weeks trying to convince you of that. It's like, let's do the thing.
Yes, yes. Amazing, amazing. And everybody can adopt your trust in them as a channel until they fully believe it for themselves, right?
Indeed, indeed. Until they start building the proof that they are,
Yes.
you're totally borrow mine.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Love it. Okay. So everybody, as you know, for the Quantum School, we are absolutely delighted to bring you this course on a donation basis in alignment with sacred economics. Now, the true value of this course is $997. And we want you to be in your power and your sovereignty in choosing the investment that is right for you and the amount that feels right to your heart and soul at this time, and for what you have going on in your life at this time. As you are joining, we never want there to be any financial restriction or limitation here for anyone who would like to join this course. So if you would like to join, just come here. I'll put the link in the chat again in a moment. Click the button. You can submit the donation in the amount that feels right for you at this time, and you'll be in. And if you're watching this later as a replay, just scroll down a little bit below the video and you will see the link in the description field to come and check out all the details of Elise's beautiful course and click the button and join. If you have any questions, you can email us at this email address right here, hello@wearesacredplanet.com, and we'll get right back to you. And be sure to register no later than the end of the day, Friday, January 31st. Registration does close at that point, so just be sure to join before then. Now we want to go to your questions, make sure we answer any questions you might have, and we would love to hear in the chat, both on Zoom and on YouTube. How are you feeling? What do you think about Elise's presentation today, the practice, and this beautiful course that she's bringing forward? We would love to hear. And let me just take a moment to put that link in the chat once again so everybody can easily access it. There is the link on Zoom. And here is the link on YouTube once again. Wonderful. So we have so many beautiful comments. Arrow says, thank you for guiding us through opening of our channeling as the veil is thinning. It is time to go, go, go. Yes, that is so true. Um,
Hear
here's
your
an
question. Yeah.
Yeah, here's an interesting question from Carol. She says, is it possible to develop our channel without going to Sedona? Does going to Sedona make a big difference in activating our channel? Is this something you have a view on? That's an
Um,
interesting question. Like going to certain places on the earth can be very
yeah.
activating.
Yeah. So I would say that, so no, you don't need to go to Sedona to activate your channel. And yes, bringing your energy field into different places absolutely can activate you. But what I would say, and I'm going to say this, is that there is a really activating aspect to, like being in a place and smelling the air and feeling the earth beneath your feet. Like we know the elements activate us. And you can also do that in your consciousness, right? So if there's a real limitation to being able to travel, then, don't feel like, well, I'm never going to get there. I can never access that. It's actually why, even being around people who travel, right? They've been activated. And so, whenever somebody's traveled somewhere, I'm like, I need to see you. Tell me all the things, but it's mainly because I want to be in their energy field. They've been activated. And so I get to feel how they have shifted. And again, we are all interconnected. Just like if I travel somewhere, I will let especially like my sacred sisterhood know, because sometimes I up and I just go. And I'm like, hey, I'm going into some deep work. You're probably going to feel it because they're part of my soul family, right? So I hope that answers the question. No, you don't have to specifically go to Sedona, and you don't have to specifically go anywhere. And at the same time, yes, it can definitely help and support us, but it's not the only way.
Beautiful.
Cool question.
Yeah, great question. And Ami is sharing, my left foot that I twisted yesterday is healing. I can feel the shift. I can wiggle my toes and move my foot up and down. It's a miracle. Thank you so much for the healing, Divine Goddess Elise. That's amazing, Ami. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
left foot, right? There's that left foot not wanting to, or not wanting, having a block to moving forward and on spiritual path. And here we get to clear some of that, and now it gets to shift. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes. Lots and lots of thank yous. Diana says, so beautiful, Elise. Much love to you. And let me see, I'm looking for, so if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat here on Zoom or on YouTube. Leslie says, wow, Elise, this is an amazing opportunity. I am so in and grateful for you.
Mm. I'm grateful for you too, Leslie.
All right, lots of thanks. Let me check on YouTube and see if we have any questions. Gina says, Elise, your guidance is so beautifully affirming. Thank you for the beautiful shining light you bring. Thank you, Gina. Maria says, grateful for this amazing opportunity. And Marilyn says, this generous opportunity is very much appreciated. I'm convinced now that because of your generosity, I'm meant to learn from you. By donation really helps at this point. Our dog required surgery this week that cost thousands of dollars. Oh, I'm sorry, Marilyn. Lots of love and light for your dog.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your share, Marilyn. And so glad this makes it possible for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Valerie says, I felt a shift in my eyesight during the clearing. Something was getting clearer momentarily. Amazing.
Yeah. I've had quite a few people say that actually about eyesight.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yay, Valerie. That's fantastic. Opening up to sight, allow that to sink into in deeper ways as well.
Beautiful. Okay. I don't see any other questions at the moment. Um, let's see. Suzanne says it's an amazing time to shine forth, believe that we can be the light and help be light workers. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. So beautiful. Um, Elise, do you want to say anything else about the course, or maybe it would be great to share, um, what do you think is maybe the top one or two ways that people will benefit from attending your course, or how will they be changed by the end of your time together?
Well, this is what I'll say. Inside of this course, and part of the way that I work, and part of the way that I encourage everybody to work as a channel, is it's actually really about getting out of the way. So it, we've I've created the course in a way where we've got some structure of what we're going to do and how we're going to start accessing these aspects. But the truth is day to day and week to week, like, this is a ceremony. So I have an altar set up here already as it's started to be activated. And so I will also be working on everybody, our group, in the energetic space as well. So as much as the classes are one day, I really want everyone to really hear that it's really going to be like a 5-week ceremony. So a 5-week initiation. So you'll notice things every day shifting in your consciousness, your dreams, in your relationships, where you'll be like, synchronicities, the most wild conversations happening, but it's all part of the work that you're doing to open up your ability to channel. And that's one of the things I love. Like, I just love, really, not just I take this class, but then it's like, how do we expand this into our everyday life? So know that, first of all, that's a really important piece to have awareness around, that it's really like you're going into a 5-week container where we're holding the energy of what we're saying yes to, and we're going to blast it open. That's what we're here to do. And because of that, what I feel people will take away is the belief in how powerful they really are, the belief in how the universe has always been and is, even now that I'm paying attention, now that they're paying attention, way more aware, and they will have a belief that they're really in relationship with the universe, and they will have a belief in miracles, like really, really realizing, and not miracles as in like by chance, but like the creator of your own miracles. um and yeah, for me, it's really about activating the power. So, I want to see everybody living their best life, and this might be the initiation, the doorway. We might be watering a seed that's been planted. Like, everyone's going to come in at different points along their journey. But what I absolutely know is there will be change. I can't say what the change will be. That's the interesting thing. So you get to be in the exploration of what it could be. A full interchange that changes the outer world. The outer world will change, but it's really exciting. And my job inside of each week is actually to come in as a clear channel, because in the quantum space, in the in between, so much will have shifted that what we might have thought we would need to do the next week will have shifted. So my job is to say, this is what's alive now. Let's go. It's exciting.
Yes, it's so exciting. I love the idea of being in a 5-week ceremony together, and everybody is adding their energy and their power to that ceremony
Yes.
together.
Yes.
That is extraordinary. So
Mhm.
yes,
It's exciting.
amazing. And I love the concept of everybody coming out believing in miracles. I so deeply believe that synchronicities and miracles are the way the universe actually works. We've just forgotten that and become, distant from
Absolutely.
it. But remembering, and I feel the power of what you're doing here to help everybody come back into that remembrance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And we really do. I think we need everyone to remember, because when we remember, then we see it everywhere in front of us.
Yes,
We
because it was
forget.
always right here the
It
whole
was
time.
always right here. Exactly. And then the universe wants to do more. I always say, it's like, yes, please, more, please. Yes, please, more, please. Show me the miracles. Yes, please, more, please. And it's just the most, and I think so much shifts when we remember this, because then we don't feel alone. No matter what you're moving through in your life, you will know that you are not alone, and that you have infinite power backing you in some of the, like, times where you might, because the thing is about our spiritual ascension, in shamanic practice, we talk about 20 great teachers of life, and one of the great teachers of life is loneliness.
Mm.
And it's not from a perspective of like, I feel lonely. It's loneliness in that the truth is we are the only one who can walk our spiritual journey. We're the only one. And in times we might even have to walk it alone. And that's just the truth. But in the walking it alone, we know that we are never truly alone. And so when we open ourselves up to these miracles, and when we really remember it, and when we say, okay, spirit, I'm ready for a miracle, and we have this really intimate relationship with the universe, it complies. It wants to be there with us. It just wanted us to acknowledge. It's like any relationship. If I had a friend here talking to me constantly and I'm just totally ignoring, eventually they're like, okay, they just get quiet. But the second we're like, I see you, they are right back on board. There's no repairing to have happen. There's no, they're like, they're listening. Let's go. Let's do this. It's really exciting.
Yes, so exciting.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's see. We have a couple questions. And I know this was answered in the chat, but I'm just going to read it because somebody else might have the same question. So Agatha says, how long are the weekly sessions each? So I'll just say the dates and times again. So these meetings will be from February 7th to March 7th on Fridays at 1 p.m. New York time. Each call will be about 2 hours and all of them will be recorded. So if you ever can't make it to one or two, no worries. You'll get the recording. Um, and Jane is asking, is there a limit on the number of participants? There's not currently a limit on the number of participants. No, we want to welcome everybody who feels called. Welcome, come on in.
Mhm.
So let's see. Yvonne says, so grateful. Just what I always wanted. I just registered. Looking forward so much. Yeah,
Aw, yay,
welcome,
Yvonne.
Yvonne. Beautiful. Well, I think we've addressed all the questions here. Checking YouTube one more time to make sure. Now, if anybody's watching this later after our live webinar is done and you have a question, just put it in the comments right below the video. And we would also just love to hear in the comments on YouTube out there. How do you like it? What do you think? Are you looking forward to the class? Do you have any questions for Yvonne? Sorry, I'm looking at the chat over here, Yvonne. Do you have any questions for Elise? Um, and we can get right back to you there on the YouTube comments as well. So here's a question from Marilyn popping up here. She says, I have an interest in shamanism.
Mhm,
How deep do you teach this? I guess, does
mhm,
the channeling intersect with shamanism?
mhm. So I don't teach that inside of this program. Um, and yeah. You are going to learn your power animals, so we'll go through a shamanic journey. So I'm bringing shamanic aspects in, but I'm not teaching
Yeah,
a shamanic
that's
practice.
fine. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not advertising it as a course in shamanism at all. It's a course in channeling and reconnecting to your power. So
exactly. Yeah,
that will
I am
be,
a shamanic practitioner, so it's part of a deep part of my medicine. So, I sometimes people feel like, oh, they can feel the inner working inside of everything. But it's not what I'm teaching, if that makes sense. But you will have a power animal journey and, like I said, the shamanic breath work as
yes.
well. And I bring some. I think it's week 3. We're doing the constellation altar as well. So you guys will all work with an altar. So I'll teach you how to build that in a as a constellation. And also, I tend to bring some shamanic aspects into how we build the altar as well. So
Okay, beautiful. So it is interwoven in there.
yes, yes.
All right. Wonderful.
Mhm.
I think we are at our time here to close. So Elise, I just want to say thank you so much for all that you have brought us today. Just today alone has been completely amazing and so beautiful. So thank you, and thank you for bringing us this course coming up. I'm so excited for everybody that will be attending. I know they're going to receive so much, and we have lots of registrations coming in. So welcome everybody. We're so excited to have you join us. And yeah, thank you again, Ami and Kathleen. See you there. And thanks to all who have been on live with us here on Zoom and YouTube, as well as those who are watching this later as a recording. We are all sending you so much love out there in the world, all around the world, and hope you have received so much from this today. So thank you, Elise. Bright
Thank you.
blessings to you. Much love.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Bye.